Hi. So that was my very lame Dexter promo video that I put together in about 2 minutes.
I love it.
So
Amazing.
amazing. So that is the new show that we are doing live tweets of every Thursday night at 7 p.m. And then we are doing live streams at 8:15. You will be able to, hey Mal, you'll be able to tell from our live streams and our live tweets that this has been a much more enjoyable experience so far. And we talk about a lot of things in those live streams, including California king beds and handcuffing people to them. That did come up on the last one with Jen. So Jen from my streaming bubble is joining. Hi, Carla. The join us with the knife makes me think we better watch, or else. That's very true, Carla.
That's if you don't hear from me.
That's why. So we have new bingo cards, which I should have printed one out. I'm going to print one out really quickly right here because I'm sure we've already said some stuff on there. So I'm going to print one out. There it goes. Sorry, everybody. I haven't done a live stream. That is one of the ones that we're recording for a podcast episode in a while. So I'm like, oh yeah, I have to introduce this like a regular episode. So hi, welcome to It's a Fandom Thing. Tonight we're just going to have fun and we're going to be talking about stuff we're into. We did an episode like this earlier this year with Carla and Paula on, and it's one of our most popular episodes from this year. So we are going to be doing a lot more of these. So we were supposed to do a different episode and things kind of changed, which I was actually kind of glad for because then that gives me more time to eventually try to watch BSG again. So we are going to do BSG next year. Plus, we had so many people that wanted to be on it and people couldn't be and all this stuff. So we're going to do that next year. But tonight, we're just going to have fun and give some recommendations. You are also going to get a preview of a new thing we're going to be doing, movie reviews. This all started with an idea from the other Aaron A., who's with us, who we went to go see the movie A Mouthful of Air, which if you've looked at my Twitter account, you know how much I love this movie and how much this movie affected me. This movie really got to me on a very deep and personal level. You can go read my tweets about it. It kind of, my mental health was, I was kind of a crying mess for a couple days after, because it brought up stuff. It was like, holding a mirror to your face about, Aaron, if you don't deal with your mental health stuff, this is what's going to happen. Anyway, so I'm serious though. I'm being dead serious there. So anyway, we're going to do that later on. It's going to be like a little movie review as a preview of what we'll do. But what we're going to end up doing is every month, I'm hoping, and this will be just live streams right now. For right now, it probably won't be a podcast episode, but we're going to be doing a movie review and then talking about the trailers we saw because it came up. Aaron's like, we should do something talking about trailers or stuff we're looking forward to. So we're going to combine the two. So we're going to do the movie review and talk about the trailers we saw and if there were any we were looking forward to. We're going to have people vote. So later on tonight, I'm going to have a poll up of the movie you want us to do. It's a poll that'll last for 7 days. So there will be 3 choices and then other, and you could put a name in there of what you want us to review next. Okay, so the only housekeeping note is we are on Patreon. So that link will be in the show notes. I'll provide it later on too. Once again, grab a bingo card. If you missed it, here it is again. Let me go through here and see, like, we kind of went on it. We all laughed. I mean, that should really be the free space, but awesome is the free space. I think that's all we've done so far. But go ahead and look at that because stuff has changed on there. Like there's stuff that's been added that had to be added because it would make no sense not to have that on there anymore. So we'll see how much of this comes up tonight. I know quite a few of these will probably come up. But if you do that, you will win. I'm still have a bunch of these horror logos. And I'm not saying that like they're bad because I love them and I wish this was still our logo.
There's so many.
But we're going to give away a magnet to whoever wins bingo. So feel free to play along. You can play along too, Carla, even though you are one of our lovely panelists. Still, feel free to play along. Okay.
Can I play along?
No, because you're on the panel. Or you can. You can.
I could just be like, oh, look, I was watching Super. Oh, wait, let me spell my username.
Yeah, you'll just go through the list and say, "Oh, I did this." So
I just want a magnet.
And on this one, we are not going to go around and have people say what they're into because that's what the whole episode is about. So instead, what I'm going to do, I'm throwing this to my panel. They do not know this is coming. This is something not on the outline.
Ooh, mysterious.
Don't worry, it's not going to be that hard. I decided I'd make it a little bit easy.
We're talking about what are we into? Are we talking about something kinky stuff, BDSM stuff? Is that what we're talking about?
It's a trap.
Angela, finally someone else who's talking about this stuff other than me.
Like, thank God I didn't give my kid the link to watch.
I almost gave this to my mother-in-law because she's like, "Oh, you're going to be on the internet again?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sometimes I'm on the internet." And I was like, "Should I share the link with her?" I was like, "Nah, I shouldn't."
Yeah, my daughter was like, "You're talking about what you guys are into right now? Oh, I would love some Rex. Can you send me the link?" And I was just like,
Angela's got Rex for her.
Honestly, the moment that you put me on the show, BDSM has to, or some sort of kink fetish stuff has to be mentioned. As a matter of fact, that's probably could be in my bingo sheets, maybe too.
No, it should be on there because honestly, Angela, and if Jen was watching right now, I'd ask her to confirm this. And Jen comes in, she can confirm this. When we were talking about Dexter, when we did the Dexter live stream, I said she was talking about how Dexter she thinks Dexter is really sexy and attractive when he's killing people. And we were joking around about that. And I said, no, there is something about that. You watch it and you're like, oh, you could just handcuff me to the bed. And she's like, why do you always have to go there? And she's like, you have so many people handcuffed to your bed. And I'm like, well, that's why I'm going to get a California king. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Broomy.
So, okay, so we will go ahead and do this one then. I was going to ask you a different question, but Mal would like us to talk about what we're drinking. I think this is just so they can get a bingo square.
That's fair. I like this strategy, Mal.
So this is what I want everybody to talk. Hey, Jen. Yes. Jen is backing me up. Yes, she has multiple people handcuffed to her bed. Anyway, hi, Jen, my podcast brain twin. Okay, so let's talk about what we're drinking as a way of introducing ourselves. So Angela, who hasn't been on in a while, I'm really happy to have you on. So what are you drinking right now?
I am drinking before my cat would decide to almost drink I'm drinking Hendrick's Jen's. I added some bit of a Orkritz syrups to it for mixtures. It's super good. I don't know if you can see it. Super good. And I added some of Korean ginger sodas to it. So it just makes the drinks just smooth, nice. And then I'm too lazy to add ice. So I put iced raspberries on it. I know.
Pretty.
That's fancy.
You are very fancy.
Very fancy. And Mal, don't be sad. Don't be sad. No, I thought it was sweet, but now you have that. Now you have the drink mention thing. So don't be sad. Please don't be sad. and the other Erin, what are you drinking?
Right now, I have the very last can in existence in my house of Stiegl Grapefruit Radler. And it's really good. Stiegl is an Austrian beer, and it's like 50-50 beer and grapefruit juice, and it's so good. But unfortunately, sadly, it is the last one. We can only find it at Total Wine and Beverage or whatever it's called.
Which one? Which Total Wine?
The one on Colorado Boulevard. They special order it for us. So yeah, this is the last one. I'm gonna have to go order some more. But I think last time I was there, he was like, if you keep ordering this, we're just gonna stock it. So they might actually have some.
Send me some.
So there's your hint.
Right. There you go. It's delicious. But I have strategically positioned myself next to the beer fridge over here. And there is a box of rosé in there because this is definitely not gonna last the whole episode, I'm sure.
I'm prepared too. I'm prepared.
You got a whole bottle there. I love it.
I love that Erin is like, guys, we're going to keep this to 2 hours. And we're like, I got a beer fridge.
It's not happening.
A bedpan. I put on adult diapers.
Well, once my husband refused to bring me refills when I was recording, and then I got to sit back here so that I can get my own refills.
I just duck out.
he's
Like
extremely
honestly, I
unhelpful.
just like turn off the mic and camera and duck out.
It's true.
I like
And
it.
I was stupid and I didn't go to the liquor store beforehand. So I had the one thing I had left. And so, well, I do. That's not true. I have a huge bottle of tequila that my sister bought me from when
Do
she went
it.
to Mexico, and she brought it. And so I could do tequila shots. But
Do
Oh,
it.
yeah,
We will do a
do
shot
it.
with you right now, Erin. I'll go get my gin. I'll
Do
go
it.
get my Hendrick gins right now. We do shots.
Jen, you're gonna love me tomorrow when we're recording. Carla is before I get to you, Meg, one second. Carla's drinking water because she is an exciting woman.
Responsible adult.
And Jen is
role
drinking
model.
the same thing. So yes. Okay. And so Meg, what are you drinking?
I'm being kind of basic. I'm drinking the usual Stella Artois cider. It's fall, so I'm drinking ciders now instead of seltzers because I'm that basic bitch.
Hey, whatever's gonna get you through this broadcast. Oh wait. No.
What?
I did buy a lot of different kind of
Uh-oh.
beer today because we had a birthday party today, so I had to buy beer for the adults.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because
I'm sorry, Erin.
it's Wisconsin.
I don't know why you're apologizing. I don't even know what you were gonna say.
I don't know what I was gonna say. I'm blaming it on this drink. Bad, naughty. Stop.
Okay. Yeah, I'm drinking something I have never drank before on this podcast before. I'm drinking a Mike's Hard Lemonade. I also
Classic.
have
That should be
tea
a square.
and water.
Mike's.
Yeah, that should be a
I love it. I love
yeah.
it.
Yeah, and Mal is drinking their last bottle of sparkling grape juice.
That sounds
Yum.
good.
Yeah, I really should. I'm
I'm jealous.
tempted now to go and open up that bottle of tequila, but I'm going to regret that, so I'm not going to do it.
Erin,
You're the one who has to edit this tomorrow.
if you do
so-
it, I'll do it with you. I'm such a bad influence.
There definitely
Never
needs
invite
to
me back.
be- there definitely needs to be some shots on the birthday live stream.
Oh, well, thank you for
Yes.
bringing that up. So we will. So I'll quickly promote that. So coming November 27th, we are doing a birthday celebration in honor of me. I don't know why I laugh at that, but it just is. I don't know. I feel weird creating my own little celebration on my podcast, but I was like,
Oh.
whatever. So November 27th at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. It'll go like 3 hours. This is not going to be a podcast episode. No way. Because I'm going to drink the whole time.
Edit
probably.
that.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to also do is I'm going to ask people to donate money throughout, and maybe we'll give away some podcast buttons, stickers, whatever. But it should be just fun. It's going to be just a totally relaxed, laid back thing. I'll just talk about stuff that I like. So be prepared for what to come up about 100
It's
million
your day, Erin. It's all you. It's all about
So
you.
where's going to be the Aaron birthday bingo card where it's literally just Flynn Rider,
Flynn Rider.
Oh my god.
Christian Bale.
Oh my god. I have
That
a great
counts.
idea.
That counts,
I
everybody.
have a great
Christian
idea.
Bale counts.
I have a great idea. So there's this TikTok trend. Damn me and TikTok.
Ooh, we love TikTok.
Where
Tell us
all-
more.
Tell us
where-
more.
there's a trend like where whoever's the birthday person, where it's the coworkers or whoever or your family, everybody dress as the birthday person. I'm just gonna go buy some wigs.
Oh
I'm
my
I'm gonna be like Erin. This is gonna be great.
Yes.
We're gonna do it.
I am going to be crying this whole thing. I can already.
Oh my god, that's great.
Okay, it's decided. All right, I'm gonna put on the notes on what to do.
But that Christian Bale mention does count. That other mention does not count because it was not the right name, so it does not count.
I think
Oh
it
god,
was
she's
the-
never gonna get it.
I think it was the right name.
No. But don't worry, that name's gonna come up later. Don't worry. There's like no way it's not gonna come up tonight. So
Good
okay.
old Fraggle Rock.
Oh man. Okay, so let's get into what we're into. So Angela, do you have music that you want to tell everybody to listen to?
Music.
She's like, no. If you don't, that's fine.
I feel like this is going to be the shortest topic of all.
I have tons for this, so
I mean, I
It's okay if you don't say pass.
No, no. I mean, just like
Pass.
5 minutes ago, we're just like listening to Christmas music because I'm that bitch.
There you go. That's music. That's music. And
Yes.
that is one of our bingo squares, Christmas and music. So there you go. I don't
All right.
know. And,
What do I
and I
get?
was
What do I
like,
get,
why
Erin?
am I putting Christmas on here? And then I did. Yes. Sorry. Go ahead.
What do I get?
What do you get?
Yeah,
no,
what do
no,
I
no,
get?
no. You don't
Oh.
get anything.
You get nothing.
This is for the viewers.
Nothing.
You
Get
get
nothing.
nothing.
This is for Jen. You can
I
be
get
playing
a,
along
I get a
too.
co because I'm naughty and I get a co. Oh my, I'm so sad.
So Jen, Carla, and Mal, remember you've got awesome. You've got music, drink mention, all laughing, Christian effing Bale, Christmas. Oh, you mentioned TikTok. That's one of them too. So you've got all that. Awesome.
We're gonna
So
burn through this bingo card, man.
this is the episode that will really burn through this bingo card, I think, more than any other ones. We've already gone on a bunch of tangents, so I'm marking that one. So
Is it a
that's the
tangent
Christmas-
if we ever never actually got to a topic though?
That's true.
A tangent
Really
off
good
if there
point.
was not
That's
a
true.
topic?
That's a good point. But we're going on a tangent now. So it'll
A tangent about tangents. I like it.
yes. Yes. Oh, speaking of tangents, really quickly.
Is it on a bingo? No, I'm just kidding.
This is I love that the people that are watching are the people that love us, hopefully. So oh, so you've got to go. Okay, you're gonna try and pop back later, Jen. Okay. Bye. I'll see you tomorrow if I don't see you later, because we're recording our John Waters episode tomorrow. I'm very excited because I love John Waters. Which may come up later on in this. So anyway, never mind. I'm going to record a promo thing for the birthday celebration thing. Anyway, this is turning into a great, it's so funny. I did an interview yesterday and it was like very different and very professional. And they're like, this has been so much fun. You are like top tier for interviewing. And it was like the best compliment. And then we go and do this little mess. So it's like, but this is fun. I love
I
this
blame the
stuff.
other Aaron.
Definitely.
I do
for
too.
sure.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's your Angela. I love you, Angela. Okay, so Angela's into Christmas music. So Aaron, the other Aaron, which I did, my sister said you do need to come up with a pseudonym now that you're the producer. But anyway,
I need an alias.
yeah. What are you into music-wise? Do you have anything?
I don't have any new music.
That's fine. None of
Just
mine is
as
new.
usual. The other day, I went down this like 90s music rabbit hole. I don't even remember what started it, but Tori Amos came up in my Spotify playlist, and I loved her when I was in high school. I was a very like dramatic emo theater kid, and she was great. And that was like one of my very first concerts that I ever went to. So then I went down this long rabbit hole of like, and then into Fiona Apple, and then into like all of the 90s pop. And then it finally just ended with me listening to Rancid over and over and over again, as everything on Spotify turns into. So 90s music. Check it out, kids.
That's amazing. Yeah. Tori Amos was one that we all listened to when I was in high school. That was one of the ones that was, yeah.
Yeah,
she
I
was.
love it. My dad took me to her concert because my dad is surprisingly cool when it comes to music. And we had a great time. And I think I was like 14 or 15. And I think it was my second concert he took me to. It was really fun. So good memories of that too.
Yeah. Well, Mal said you could go by A and you'd be first every time. Yes,
Like
because we
Pretty
do.
Little- like
Oh,
Pretty
but I
Little
hate
Liars.
being first. That's why I like being on with Angela, because she has to go
Damn it.
first.
Okay, so you know
Oh my
what?
God.
You know what's so interesting? Because as I was thinking, because I am very slow every time because like when someone asks me a question, so I was like, what do I need to say? Oh, shit. And then when Aaron, when you start talking, and then my head's like, oh, I actually know exactly what I'm actually into now.
Yeah, I get a huge anxiety about going first.
Yeah,
So I
and
like
I
going
feel
with
bad 'cause I don't
Angela
wanna
or
say
Carla,
anything.
because then I don't have to go.
Well, I would say, Meg, we could switch it up. But that
'Cause I
time
was-
that you went first, Meg, you were like, now I don't like going first. Remember?
Well, because
Can we
if
say?
I have to
Can
sound
I say?
smart,
Can
I have
say
a
pass
really
now
hard
first?
time going first with stuff if I have to sound smart. 'Cause
Because now I know what I want to say now on which music I'm so into now. And I like feel so bad because I want to like. Pick
Okay,
one.
I'll come
I
back
think
to
we
you.
should make. I think we should make Aaron go first. That seems fair.
Me.
We can
man.
switch it up tonight. I can go first tonight for this one.
Okay.
I mean, I'll just interrupt everybody. Anyway,
This is a
so
tangent
it
for
doesn't
sure.
matter.
This
We're
definitely
the
is
tangent
tangent.
woman
This is the
of the night.
tangent.
But the music
Okay.
I'm into. No.
Yes, Meg, the music you're into, and then I'll go back to you.
It's funny
Angela.
because my super emo music phase when I was in high school was Fiona Apple, like
Oh,
Shadowboxer
good
and all of
stuff.
that stuff.
Right.
I'm like, I'm not really into music. I'm not a music person. I intended to listen to the new Taylor Swift Red, like Taylor's version today. I really intended to, and I just completely failed. So lately I've been listening to basically a house cleaning mix of 90s and aughts, like pick me up excited music that I listen to while I'm trying to clean the house. So yeah, I'm not really into any kind of music whatsoever. Generally, I listen to a lot of classic rock. If it was on Supernatural, not because it was on Supernatural, but that's just the genre I grew up in and loved. So
yeah, no, I love that genre too. Okay, so Angela, I know that you have.
I was
think-
reading Carla's comments.
Yeah. Well, Carla said Tori Amos was in the first batch of CDs from Columbia. Oh man, Columbia House. And then what was the other one with BMG music?
The BMG. That's the
Oh.
one that I.
just a
And then I was
penny, just a
Columbia House
penny a
DVD.
piece.
Oh my God. I got in so
One
much trouble for signing up for that without permission. I'd have to get
Me too.
home and check the mail really fast, and then a couple months in, my mom like got the mail before me, and I was in so much trouble.
Same. That happened to me.
Yeah. Well, here we've solved this problem.
Right. Perfect. I love it.
Oh man!
So-
Also, my first CD I ever bought was Ace of Base, and I feel like that needs to be celebrated.
Okay.
Horrified. And so was my husband's.
That's
That was the
amazing.
funniest.
That's
Seriously?
that's fantastic.
That's hilarious.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
I
Angela,
saw the side.
you thought of some music?
Oh, I feel bad now.
Why do you feel bad?
I don't want to be the one complaining.
Man,
I'm not
there's so
complaining.
many highs and lows in this podcast episode.
I know. I know.
We're just really hitting all the emotions tonight. I
Why
love
do you
it.
think I'm drinking?
So Angela, did you think of a music? Did you never mind. You know what I'm trying to say.
No, I don't know what you're saying.
Did you have some music come up in your mind?
Yes. As a matter of fact, last month I mean this is the music that I've been listening to since high school. I listened to Japanese rock, J-rock. I mean so 15 years finally I actually met a singer named Mayavi. He is so popular in Japan, and right now as a matter of fact he has been in several movies with Angelina Jolie, who directed Unbroken.
Unbroken.
He was that badass meanie soldiers, which it's so hard for me to even imagine him being that character because Mayavi in real life is just so kind, wouldn't hurt a bug, and for him to be that character of just being the shit out of people, just like. But anyways, I'm only saying this just because he finally came to Denver last month.
Uh-huh.
And man, I cried. My high school soul I just
Aw.
cried. And so I was like, I've been waiting for him to come here to Denver for 15 years, and then I was just gonna tell you that it was just a nice feeling. So your favorite singer
Yeah.
that makes you go through hard shit in
Yeah.
life, it's an amazing feeling.
Mhm.
So but that's that's all I
Oh.
want to say.
Well, thank you. And you know who else was in that movie Unbroken?
Nope, no one knows.
No, Aaron. Oh God. What, did I miss something?
Finn Whitrock was in that movie
I was gonna
Unbroken.
say, was it Forbes?
So there you go. There's one of your
He's the one. He's the one that was in that boat, right?
I haven't seen the movie. I know I'm
yeah.
not being a good fan, but
He's the
it's
character
on my
in the
long
boat.
list.
What's
He
he gonna
died.
do now?
Oh,
Aaron?
sorry,
This is
my
gonna
bad.
be the podcast episode he listens to, and he's like, "Oh, well, she doesn't even care."
I remember now. I remember he's that guy that was in the beginning.
Don't
He was in a
spoil
boat.
it.
Oh,
knew that was coming. See, I was surprised other people didn't guess that, but
No, we just weren't gonna say it.
Awesome.
So Mal said the short film for the Taylor Swift song made them not want to listen to the album, so they're afraid it will be triggering. I haven't seen it, but thank you for bringing that up. I have not seen Halloween Town yet either. Halloween Town High either. I know. I actually added it to my list on Disney Plus since I have Disney Plus now. To once I complete my Finn Wittrock viewing stuff, which there's a lot I haven't watched, so but yeah, I haven't watched it. I've just seen everything about it because I was kind of ignoring because I was like, Jake Gyllenhaal was in all these movies I love, and I've loved Jake Gyllenhaal, and now Jake Gyllenhaal is like hated right now. So has anyone on here seen the Taylor Swift of our panels?
I have meant to. That was my plan, but
I know
I'm
you
like,
were meant
to.
Sorry,
It's my kid's golden birthday party today, so I should probably focus on my kid.
I honestly have no idea what this is, so no.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend the film to you, Aaron. Just don't. Oh, okay. Interesting. Thank you, Mal. Thank you for looking out for me. Thank you. And Carla has been listening to the Platters a lot, so she said you could steal that answer if you didn't have one, Angela, but you did have one. It's good, but triggering. Yeah. Well, thank you for mentioning that. I appreciate that. So, yeah, but make your own. Well, thank you though. I appreciate it. If you want to tell me, feel free to message me and let me know what the triggers are and I'll decide. I mean, I watch a lot of dark and twisted stuff, as you know, but I do appreciate that because
I'm sorry.
That was amazing. That is so going to be a TikTok. I'm sorry. It's amazing.
I'm sorry.
That was so perfect too.
That was so good. That was like
I'm hiding her
timing.
butt crack, so you can't see it.
Okay. Okay. So I have a lot of music, so I apologize, but it's me, so I have a lot of music. Okay. So a couple of songs. The song "Cut You Up" by Peter Murphy, who was lead singer of Bauhaus. I've been listening to this song on repeat. The song "The Ballad of Lucy Jordan" by Marianne Faithfull. I don't know. It was in something I was watching. That's how a lot of these came to be. So I've been listening to that a lot. I've listened to "Everybody Loves Me" by One Republic because it was in a fan video for Eric Northam. And ever since then, I added it.
That's amazing.
To my Spotify. And I've been listening to it like so much that I'm going to end up being sick of it. That's what I do is I listen till I just can't listen anymore. And then I've been listening to a lot of Depeche Mode, which probably shouldn't be new for me, but it's like I go through these phases because they're one of my favorite bands. They're like my soul, my heart, everything. But I go through phases where I'm really into them and then I don't listen to them for a while and then I'm really into them. And so I've been listening to them a lot and going down memory lane and crying and singing at the top of my lungs. And I'm a very well-adjusted person.
Well, that thing you said about listening to it until you're sick of it kills me because I do almost the opposite. Because I don't listen to music hardly at all. I generally don't listen to the radio, so I don't really hear a lot of newer music. But what always seems to happen is I hear music 6 months after everybody else is already sick of it. And the best example of this was Adele's "Rollin' in the Deep."
Oh yeah,
like there's a time that this was on everywhere and I just never heard it, and then suddenly I heard it on a True Blood video of Eric and Sookie. And I became obsessed and I had to listen to it constantly, and my husband was just like, this is the worst thing I've ever dealt with in my life.
And then something
you guys like the new song? You guys like her new single?
I haven't heard it, honestly. I haven't listened to it.
The "Take It Easy on Me" or whatever. Easy on Me. I've heard snippets of it on TikTok videos, and it seems very emotional.
It is. I also feel like it's like, I mean, I'm sorry for anyone who loves Adele. I love Adele too. I just feel like I feel like it's like almost the same thing as her last, like the tones of it, kind of. So, I mean, I love it. I mean, it's so.
We all kind of love you, Angela.
I mean, Adele looks great though. Like, have you seen her body?
Oh,
Her
yeah,
like, she
she's
looks amazing.
yeah.
Oh my god, just
She was beautiful
yeah.
before too, though, I want to
I mean,
say,
she
but
is. Oh
yes,
my god,
she
she is.
does.
She
Yeah.
very much is. She just she just looks much more different.
Yeah,
I
she
just love Adele.
looks yeah, she does. No,
Mhm.
she looks Adele reminds me of of this guy. So never mind. I'm not gonna go into
What
that.
A
guy?
guy.
Never
Huh?
mind. Never
Check
mind.
off the tangent box, guys.
It's yeah.
I know.
Okay, so now we're gonna get into podcasts. If people have any, with the exception of Bedwet or Behead, Meg can't mention that. Everybody else can, with the exception of that one. And well, you can't really mention us, but even though because I know that would be the number one you would mention is it's a fandom thing. So
I mean,
other than that, since we're going now, we're gonna go backwards. We're gonna go not backwards. We're gonna go from M to A. So
I mean, I can
Meg.
talk.
No, you will talk in a minute. So Meg, are there any podcasts that you want to recommend?
There actually are, and they're not even just my own. I know.
It's a fandom thing, and it's a fandom
Yeah.
thing, and it's a fandom thing, and it's a fandom thing. There we go.
Exactly. I actually do have a few podcasts that I've been listening to. One of them, and Bridgewater, I think is really good. It's a supernatural, not the show Supernatural, but Misha Collins is the star of it. But it's a serial kind of mystery supernatural podcast, and it's seasons, and it's just a really interesting. I would recommend it even if Misha Collins wasn't in it and I wasn't like a fan of his. It's a good show. It's a good story. Obviously Sort of Brilliant, which is they're doing a Doctor Who episode pretty soon that someone you might know is on. There's another one, Battlestar Galacticast, which is kind
That's
of
mine. You stole it.
I'll
Sorry.
shut up then. I will
No,
I'll
I
let
have
you
more.
talk
I
about
have
it.
more. It's fine.
I'll let you talk about it though, because I have several. Making It Up As We Go. It's a Destiel fanfic anthology podcast. So it's someone who's basically reading Destiel fanfic as like audiobooks. And it's actually really high quality. They do a really, really good job. And they release several episodes a week. So I download them and I'm like, it's Fanfic Fridays in the office because I have to go to the office. And that's when I mostly listen to podcasts. And my last one, I promise.
I don't care.
Just do it.
Well, all right then. No, it's The Office Ladies. I listen to that a lot. If you enjoy
I
The
love that
Office, Jenna Fisher and Angela Kinsey are just so cute. And if you're a fan of romance novels, The Obstinate Headstrong Girls is another podcast that I really, really listen to. It's not. Oh yes, and It's Not That Bad has a Night at the Roxbury episode that you should listen to. Just tossing it out there for no reason.
Yeah, no reason.
No reason at all.
That starts with the name Carla.
But yeah, Mal, you're correct. I was so surprised about the Making It Up As We Go. I was really, really surprised because having like fanfic in audio form is something that I've always been really, really wanting, but also really, really dreading, especially because you already know what these characters sound like. So to hear someone else try and speak like them can be kind of jarring. But she does a really, really good job. It's pretty high quality stuff. I don't feel taken out of the story by her reading. So yeah, anyway.
Awesome. And Aaron.
I love it. I'm in the middle. This is great.
You were in the middle before.
I know.
You're just like, you like being in the middle, huh? Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't everybody?
That's what Aaron's into.
Really what I'm into right now.
That's why you need the California
King size
California
bed.
queen size bed.
Yes, I'm gonna get a California king. Sorry, go ahead, Aaron.
There's a bigger size. I think there's
There's a
a
bigger one?
Alaskan. There's a Texas one. and then the Alaskan one, like which is like huge.
That's what I need.
It's like
the
your whole
Alaskan
room
one and
is
like
just a mattress.
20 different sets of handcuffs. There we
I think
go.
Alaskan is like two. I think
We got
Alaska
a
is like
list,
two
people.
California kings.
Oh,
What?
I
really?
think. Yeah.
Why would
You'd have to
anyone
have
need
a
that?
room that was like
Right? That's definitely bigger than my bedroom.
That would be amazing. Just imagine your whole room is just a bed.
That would be great.
You just
Oh,
open
yeah.
the door and just crawl in. Sorry, I like went off into my own little like.
we were
I'm like,
already in our own.
imagine the sleep
Imagine the sleep.
that you wouldn't get.
So, Aaron, the podcast you're into?
Well, I guess we'll talk about the Battlestar Galacticast because I feel like all of us were probably listening to that with our rewatch, but it's really good. Trisha Helfer, who is number 6 in the show, is basically rewatching episode by episode and then talking about the episodes. And so it's just really interesting insights into like behind the scenes stuff, but also they're very entertaining. She's on there with I think he's like a writer, a journalist or something, that
Mhm.
they're friends, I think. But yeah, that's really good. Also, I've been listening to, because we'll get into this, I'm sure, Meg, but Doctor Who is back. So Radio Free Skaro is having new relevant episodes about Doctor Who. So that's pretty exciting. Those guys are hilarious and fantastic. And in the off seasons when the show is not on, which is more times than not now, they do other things like interviews and stuff like that, talking about all sorts of fandom things related to Doctor Who. So that's one of my favorites. And then I just discovered a brand new podcast. I think it's only got about 5 episodes, and it's called Expanding the Outdoors. And I learned about it because my cousin was on an episode. And it's basically talking about like inclusion for the LGBTQ plus community and outdoors things, hiking and stuff like that. And so that was really, I've listened to a couple episodes of that, and it's really, really interesting. I think it's going to be a good one.
I haven't heard of a lot of these, so it's pretty. So, asking for a friend, could you listen to this BSG podcast to understand the universe of BSG?
I mean, the episodes are as long as normal BSG episodes, basically. So I don't know if it's going to help if
Okay,
you're
that's
in a
not-
time crunch.
That's not the answer I was looking for, but well, I'm not in a time crunch anymore. But thanks anyway.
We have time to watch it twice before the episode now. Yes.
Yeah, I haven't even
No.
scheduled the episode yet. So, okay. So, Angela, what are any podcasts you have to recommend?
Man, that one time that I want to be first because I have nothing.
You have nothing. You don't have any.
I mean,
you can say it's a fandom thing. It's okay.
are you trying to brag me, Aaron? Is that what it is?
Or you could say bedwetter we had. Since
Right.
I
to be
mean,
fair, when I get into Spotify, it's like listen next, and it's always like it's the fandom thing, Bedwed Behead,
Yeah,
and my
that's the
streaming
way mine
bubble are
is,
like
too.
my home screen
Yeah,
on
mine too.
Spotify every time.
I mean, does YouTube count?
No, YouTube does not count.
It's like a podcast.
I mean, we're on YouTube right now, but that does not count.
Mixed signals.
So I mean,
Oh, no?
honestly, I don't. The only
Okay.
podcast I listen is just ours, cause fuck yeah, and you know, Bed, Red, and Beheads. So there was only 2 that
So you listen to the best, is what you're saying.
exactly.
There's no
See,
point to listen to anything
why?
else.
See, I mean, honestly, Fuji podcast. That's I only care for the finest things.
Yep, and we are the finest thing. It's true. Well, I am just going to shout out podcasts of people that I love that are on here. So I will just second sort of brilliant just because we just recently had Lauren on our show about conventions. We did a separate little interview with her about her supernatural conventions. I had started the episode saying she had been to 80 conventions. And she's like, no,
Not yet.
30. 6:30. So I was trying to just hype her up a little bit more. But so I thought that was a fun episode anyway, and I like her a lot. She's going to be coming back next year along with Rachel, her co-host. And Rachel has been on our horror trivia. They were both on our first trivia. And they're going to come back next year for It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So they're going to come back to do that episode next year. It'll probably be in April or May. I'm not positive yet. We are working on that schedule. Just to let you know, so I'm shouting that out. Of course, Bedwet or Behead because of Meg and Carla. And I'm not just saying that because I love Meg and Carla. I seriously love that podcast. And I know you're in sort of a hiatus right now, but I do love that podcast. I love both of them a lot. They put up with a lot from me in private DMs.
I mean, we're in a hiatus. We have 59 episodes out, so you can. There's stuff.
So there's a lot to catch up on. So you can catch up on it. But I'm just saying they are like you. I know you're taking a break right now, but I still love listening. You still should go listen, no matter what, and go support them. But they both have been very supportive of this podcast and me, and plus they're just amazing people, and they do have to deal with a lot of my stuff in a DM. Of course, I have to deal with a lot of their stuff too. So, you know,
I mean, I've been trying
I'm
to
a lot easier
tamper
in your
my
DM
stuff,
than the other
and then I'm
DM.
gonna really start pushing it now. Just nothing but porn gifts thrown right at you.
Okay, then I'm gonna really start pushing it. I gotta. Aaron A can testify on the Twitter DM. that
I have a
with
whole
them.
folder that says Trash Can Meg, and it's just porny gifts that I'm just gonna start throwing at you.
And then then of course my streaming bubble with Jen, my podcast brain twin. Jen, and I know that sounds like a made up thing, but it's really true. Jen and I, all thanks to Meg for introducing us. Jen and I are very similar. I mean, it's really funny and kind of scary sometimes because we will be tweeting something and she tweets out the GIF that I just tweeted out, or vice versa. It's like, it's really weird. So the only thing we weren't good at is today we both were playing this game of, name 6 concerts that you've seen and one isn't true. And we both couldn't get that correct. But maybe that's just a twin thing. But I love her show, and I just love her in general. And, she's been doing all these live tweets and live streams, and, and then she's going to have me on to talk about John Waters. And that's not why I love her, but I just love her. I think she's an amazing person.
I can attest. She's pretty awesome.
Yeah, she is. She is. And then I'm going to give Liberty Diner Dish a shout out. It's the Queer as Folk podcast who, they're going through and watching. Ishelle's already watched it all. And so she watches it all with Ken, and it's his first time watching it. And they're on season 3. They're about to finish it in the next weekend. I'm recording another Brian Kinney episode. And I love it because I get to go on there and I get to dive deep into Brian Kinney, not in the way maybe I'd want to dive deep into Brian Kinney, but I dive deep into Brian Kinney, and we basically, it's like a class. So we just talk about him during different seasons where he is. And so I'm going to be recording season 3. I've done season 1 and season 2. So go look for that if you like Queer as Folk. And I know a lot of our listeners do. And a lot of our listeners I know came from that because of being on that, and then came and found our podcast. So thank you for that. So thank them for that. And they're just great hosts. And Ishelle I love her. She is just such an amazing human being. So those are some I'm going to recommend, just because I want to give a shout out to my friends, and for everybody to go and listen to my friends' podcasts. You can watch them, some of them.
I'm gonna throw out there the Sudden But Inevitable.
Yes. Thank you.
Rewatch
Yes, Jesse,
podcast.
Yes. We should mention Jesse.
Yeah, well, their first season was watching Firefly with people who had never seen it, and their second season was Cowboy Bebop. So they're funny. They do live streams on Fridays, and I think right now they're doing movies. They're just they're taking a little bit of a break from a serialized TV show while they're figuring out what they're doing, and they're doing movies. And I'm trying to get on. I'm trying to get on there with them, but the trouble is I've seen too many movies.
Well, I'm trying to. Well, what happened was yesterday they did a poll about Donnie Darko, and Donnie Darko, as everybody knows, that's like my second. I mean, I've seen that movie over 60 times, and that movie means the world to me. So I was trying to get everybody Meg will watch it eventually. And I was trying to get everybody to to vote to, that it was underrated. And I was talking to Jesse back and forth. We were having a conversation, and a couple other people, Cameron and a couple others, and they were asking that one of the characters from Donnie Darko was in Independence Day. And I said, I've never seen Independence Day. So then Jesse has made it his goal to make sure I watch Independence Day. And he's like, well, our schedule's full, but I'm going to work on it. So I'm hoping Jesse's able to do that, because that would be a reason to watch Independence Day. I have never watched it. I honestly have never had much of a desire to watch it.
Bill Pullman's kind of hot in that movie. I'm not going to lie.
And I like Bill Pullman. I just haven't had, I don't know
like
why.
In a dad way.
Yeah,
that is
also
true.
Mal's making me very emo with their comment.
Yeah, all thanks to Meg for many things. Yes. And what documentaries on YouTube have you been into? I've never watched a documentary on YouTube. I've watched a lot of fan vids on YouTube, like way too many. I haven't. There's a folder, by the way, everybody. If you go to our YouTube page, there's a folder that Erin has created. That's stuff that I recommend. You watch, so you can guess what's in there. I mean, it's actually, there's not very much in there, but if you go there, you can see certain things that Erin's like, you should watch this. This is really good. Presidential Bill Pullman is fire.
Yes. He is fine. Fine.
Okay, so we're going to move on to books/fanfics. So, but before we do that, just to go over the bingo card, because we've gotten a lot since we've done this. So I'm going to go over the ones we have, just so you know. So Awesome is the free space. We've said fanfic. Destiel was mentioned. Queer as Folk. We've gone on about 1 million tangents.
Us?
I know. It's hard to believe that happened. A Drink was mentioned. Music, of course. Christmas was mentioned. It's so funny when I put that on the bingo card, I'm like, why am I putting Christmas on her? This is never gonna get mentioned. And then it gets mentioned right away.
I saved the day.
Finn Whitrock, shocker there. We all laughed. Christian effing Bale, which by the way, we're gonna have merchandise soon for Christmas time. Hopefully Erin and I have to discuss it, but it's going to be just a bunch of things that say it's a something excited. Thing. So it's going to, I am too. So there's going to be, it's a Findom thing. It's a Christian effing Bale thing. It's a Destiel thing, which we're going to have to do that in green and blue. It's a Eurovision thing for Carla.
Send us your suggestions. I'm going to make all the things.
Send it, because there are so many. It's a Lord of the Rings thing for Tiff. It's a Queer as Folk
I want something with BDSM or fetish or kink. I call it.
Ooh,
okay.
I like it.
Okay, so it's a BDSM thing.
It's a kinky thing.
It's a kink. Oh, I like that.
I like that.
Thing.
Yes.
Okay, you know what? We're gonna have to put kink or BDSM on here on this bingo card. But anyway, so keep looking at that. Sorry, I got sidetracked there. TikTok and Supernatural. So those were all mentioned. So I'm sure some of these other ones are going to come up soon. So basically, a lot of stuff has been mentioned. One of these, I'm surprised, hasn't happened yet, but it probably will soon. Okay, so let's get to books/fanfics. Are we still good with the order we're going in?
I'm fine. I have lots.
Okay. So Meg,
I will be last because
you will be last.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I meant because we're doing opposite order.
You will be last. You're just talking about like that BDSM. Erin was just like,
yep.
Yes, you will.
You will. Let me get my cat of nine tails out, Angela.
Oh, same. Hold up.
Let's both go get him.
Oh God.
I dare you to go get yours. I'll go get mine. I can see it from here.
Fuck.
Oh my gosh.
As Meg tells us what she's recommending.
Room is so messy. I have to dig in all of these messy room.
You can't find yours? You don't know where yours is?
Because new roommates is moving in, and then there's a lot of moving stuff in, and just storage is being put back in, and just.
So no, that's a no.
That's a no. You've disappointed us.
It's okay. I've got 2 I can bring. So
I mean, I feel like if I'm gonna look at it now, it's gonna take the whole 2 hours.
Well, that's okay. I've got 2. So Meg, go for it. I'm gonna stop my camera for a second here, but
oh my gosh. Okay. So some things I'm into. I think a big thing is it's the Dean Cast Big Bang which means there's a ton of new Dean Cass fanfic coming out right now, with some really amazing art. One of the ones I'm reading right now is Hearts on Fire by Chaotic Dean and Save the Claypots. It's kind of a fix-it fic for the finale, so it's canon divergent. It's good and angsty and all the things that I really love. Other older fics that I really like are, for all you young hockey players out there, pay attention. Lauren from Sort of Brilliant wrote it. It's fantastic. It's a hockey fic. I don't even like hockey, but here I am. I like that they're both like, I'm out of here. I'm getting my cat of nine tails.
Wow.
I'm back.
Now Angela's gone.
91 Whiskey is one I'm always going to recommend to people. Hope and Ruin is a zombie canon divergent fic, which is really good. It's not Destiel for about 90% of it, but it's really good. Books I'm reading right now. Right now I'm reading a book, or I just finished a book called The Plus One Pact, a hilarious romantic comedy. Basically everything I'm reading now is some form of fanfic. I swear to God, it's basically like a fanfic. These people, it's a lot like the Holiday on Netflix, where they're like, well, I don't want to go to all these events single, so will you be my plus one? Totally platonic. And it's a rom-com. The other book I'm reading is The Accidental Tryst, which is we accidentally switched phones, kind of tropey. I'm just reading fluff these days. But there is a graphic novel series called Heartstopper Volume. I will send the other link, Carla. Heartstopper. They're graphic novels. They're very cute, like YA graphic novels. The tag is boy meets boy, boys become friends, boys fall in love, an LGBTQ plus graphic novel about life, love, and everything that happens in between. And it's just it's really cute. My daughter actually recommended it to me. And it's just like this. It's really sweet and heartwarming, and it's very 15, 16-year-old kids, young love kind of stuff that it made me feel warm and fuzzy. I read the first 2 volumes, and I was really hoping my kid would get the second 2 for her birthday so I could read them. But now I have to go to the bookstore tomorrow. So yeah, those are, and Carla, you're going to have to message me about the other link, because I mentioned a lot of stuff.
Just send it all to her.
But it's the Dean Cass Big Bang. So honestly, just go to them on Tumblr, and there are a million fics. And I really have had a hard time. Deanne White. And Deanne White has a new book out called Neo Chronicles Nexus.
Yeah, we retweeted that on our Twitter account. Go and look at that. So go if you're looking for that on there. If you don't know what, never mind. I know what I'm talking about.
But yeah, I've been reading a lot. I've been trying to not watch as much TV and not be on my phone as much. So I've been reading a lot more. Like I'm about to finish the 3rd book I think I've been reading this week, which with 2 birthdays is a lot. But I listen to books on tape a lot too. So
awesome. Anyway, awesome. Okay, well, right before we go to you, Erin, just really quickly, because everybody wants to see this. So let me see yours, Angela. Did you find yours?
I couldn't find it.
Okay.
Also, look how I try to
You
look.
don't want that on camera.
No, it's just my clothes. It's just my clothes. On how much I'm trying to look for it. This is my messy room. I am ashamed. My mom, my Asian mom is ashamed. She can't.
Sorry.
I hope she's not. I hope she's not online.
Shame.
I hope she's not online. So this is mine. It's purple.
Who's it purple? It's so pretty.
Yeah, it was bought for me. Somebody bought it for me.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I was there to pick it out, but it's $70. I don't know why I'm giving you the price.
Erin,
if you want to buy it, it's probably more than that now. Yes.
Are you gonna try it?
It'll be really hard on camera. I can't because I'll knock so over.
Just knocking mics over and stuff. Oh,
It's
God.
really hard to do right here. But and I also have gosh.
That was perfect.
And I also but I put it away so I couldn't put it out. But I also have a custom made writing crop that someone custom made for me. That one hurts. Like, I mean, this one can hurt, but that one really hurts. So play safely, people, and only do that with consent. Consent. That's all that's about. So there's our little fun. I love having you on, Angela, because then I can go on my little
I need to prepare now, just like once my room is all clear, it's like we need to just do that one live, just like let's show all our collections.
Show and
That's
tell.
the very adult one. Is going to be very adult.
We should do it, Erin. Let's do it.
Oh my gosh. I'm never going to get interview guests on anymore. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'll get very special interview guests on. No. It's okay. So, Erin, do you have any books, fanfics?
I still haven't tried fanfics yet. It's on my list to find some, but I got this week as
I
part
have some
of
Rex.
our send me all the links.
I have so many more.
You're going to get just flooded with them.
All the links. I got this week we're doing in our Women of Letters group a Krampus exchange, and I got from my Krampus this week a Doctor Who book called 12 Weeping Angels, and I'm super excited to read it. It's 12 short stories about the Weeping Angels, so I'm super pumped about that. That just showed up yesterday, I think, so I haven't had time to read it. And then also I'm trying to get back into some of the graphic novels that I had been reading and then kind of like got distracted with life, and kind of got behind on. So I got volume 2 of Paper Girls the other day, and volume 4 of Monstrous. Those are really good. Those are some of my favorites. Paper Girls is really cool. It's like set in the 80s. I think the publisher describes it as Stand By Me meets War of the Worlds, but it's got really beautiful illustrations. It's like very vibrant, like 80s neon colors and stuff, and it's like teenagers in the 80s. It's great. It's really sweet. And Monstrous is really good too. It's a future world, I don't know, a different world anyway, but it's really great, sort of Asian inspired illustrations, and it's really, really beautifully illustrated. It's by Marjorie Liu, and Sana Takata illustrates it, and it's so pretty. I just like looking at the pictures even, and then getting distracted and having to reread what I just read because I was looking at the pictures. But trying to get back into some of the graphic novels that I kind of got behind on.
I'm like looking at Paper Girls and Monstrous. Both are amazing art, and especially Monstrous. Like
it's so good. And if you get at Barnes and Noble, they have special editions of the Monstrous trades, and it comes with a poster inside of it. So you get like a poster of the cover if you get them from Barnes Noble. So
I'm gonna put that on my list. That book looks amazing.
It's so good.
Yes.
Well, Angela, do you have some books or fanfics?
I don't read. I'm scared.
I love you, Angela.
Man, it's just I
Monstrous. She's super into Monstrous.
There you go.
Yes.
That's what you're into.
Yes, monster stuff. Hentai stuff.
Monster stuff.
Wait, no. This is not radar. What? No, stop. We definitely are totally. We definitely need to edit that out. But, going to books though, I used to read so much growing up. Though, just read like 200 books a week. I was that girl, and now it's just school started everything. I try to go back reading specifically graphic novels. That's what I've been. The one that I am trying to finish or like reading is this anime called Beastars. It's on. They have 2 seasons on Netflix. Also because I'm also into furries, so my it makes sense why. Huh.
Good night, Carla.
Oh,
Love
bye,
you.
Carla.
Love you,
Love
Carla. Love you so much.
bye.
Thanks for watching. Love you.
But yes, right now, because anime just takes a long time on Netflix to release, so that's why reading it on books to know what's going to happen is like my to go. So yeah, right now I'm into Beast stores and or graphic novels. It's just arts. The arts is beautiful. Love it. Um, again, this is also me into like just being into like a furry communities. Like it's just something I'm just really love and into and open about. So yeah, I just love it. There's this cute dramas that they just have and like bromance, and I just love bromance shit. It's just great. Yes.
I love you, Angela. I really love you. And I love how open you are about stuff that people don't normally talk about seriously. I appreciate you being open about
Let me
stuff
know.
that people need to make
Yeah.
more normal. I mean, and if you haven't listened to it, we did a BDSM episode earlier this year.
Yes.
That I'm really proud of. So please go and listen to that. It's very adult.
Wait, was I in there? Was I not in there?
No, you were in there.
Okay. I was gonna say, it's like, I hope I was in
Yes.
there. Okay.
You were in there. You were
Okay.
in there.
But I hope, but feel free to, 'cause sometimes if I said anything that's cross the line, like sometimes like I don't like even the word hentai, like that's like a whole different level. If it's like too much, just let me know.
Well,
know,
on
so
the YouTube ones, that's why I'm like, we're not going to get out all our toys because I'm okay showing the cat tails, but you can't do that unless we're rating it like, you know, adult beforehand. If it's a podcast episode and we're recording, I'm perfectly fine with pretty much anything because almost all of our episodes are rated explicit. Almost all of them. It's like 99.99%. So that's
Okay.
that's fine. And also
Okay.
because I want warnings for people too, because people viewing it might be triggering or weird for them. So that would be the only other thing is getting into that stuff and getting deep into it. I mean, I think it's okay, the little fun little stuff we did, but getting into it anymore would be that. So anyway, so I, you know, it's funny because I used to be like you, Angela. I read like I would set my alarm when I was a young kid, and I've never been a morning person, but I would set my alarm for like 4 or 5 in the morning so I could read before school and so I could watch the news before school. This was when I was a little kid. Okay, I was very, very hip kid. But I loved reading. And then when I got older, it's been so hard for me to read. But I have been doing a lot of interviews with writers lately. And so I've been reading a lot. So I'm just going to promote those for writers. So we recently did an interview with Jude S. Walko, who wrote a new version of The Legend of Sleepy Hollow called The Unhallowed Horseman. So go listen to that interview, read that book. I will say there are trigger warnings and content warnings before you start the book, which we talked about that and whether or not that should be something you should do in books, especially if they're horror. I appreciated them being there, but really, really pay attention to those if you end up reading that one. The other one is I just did an interview last night with writers Ed Fuller and Gary Grossman. Ed Fuller was like, he ran, you're gonna have to listen to the interview because I'm not gonna do a good enough job of doing this, but he ran like Marriott International for years. But he also, because of running Hotels International, you also have to know a lot about terrorist threats, and because that's where they attack. And so he has all these stories, like, you know, working with the CIA, all this stuff. And he ended up wanting to turn these into like a book. And so he got in connection with Gary, who is like a television producer, produced all these television shows, and he's an Emmy winner. He's used to be a journalist, all this stuff. And so they met. And so Ed has like these, I mean, the stories, he told some of them on the episode are just unreal. And so Gary would just kind of, you know, transpose those into a book. And so the book is Red Deception. It's the second one. The first one is Red Hotel. And it's basically all about terrorism and how, you know, how our infrastructure is in danger all the time. So it'll scare you, but it's good. And they are, it was such a fun interview and they were so great and nice and gracious to me. And so, you know, I'm sure if they watched this, they'd be a little bit like, okay, why did we end up doing that interview? But no, I'm just kidding. I'm saying that for
What
me
are
on
you
my
saying,
side, not you.
Aaron?
I'm saying that about me. But anyway, so those are the books. And look for that interview with Ed and Gary to drop on Wednesday. And there will be a trailer in there because Gary's like me. He was thinking of any time to promote. He was drinking from a mug that said Red Deception on it. And there's a trailer made for the book and everything. And I'm like, no, I understand. Like I said, I recommended 2 books to promote podcast episodes. So there'll be lots of books I'll be reading soon. So we're going to have interviews with authors coming up in January and then in March as well. So that'll be a lot of fun. 4 more writers. So, okay. So now let's get into, sorry, I've messed up my order here. Okay. Let's get into television. So Meg's like, woo, I'm excited.
Actually,
maybe not.
No, I am excited. I've been like, if anyone wants to give Rex, I'm here for it. I want to finish the final season of Wynonna Earp, but I'm also really not wanting to because I don't want it to be done. It makes me very sad. I got very attached to it. Other things, I've really been watching a lot of Battlestar Galactica for some reason. So that's kind of been taking up a lot of my brain space. I've also been watching Call the Midwife, which is like a 1950s and 60s story about London midwives that it's drama and babies and all kinds of stuff. I'm still doing my Supernatural watch with my daughter, who is 13 now. We're into season 2. Like, we finally made it to season 2. But like I said, with the book stuff, I've been trying to not watch as much TV and movies and stuff and kind of take a break from screens because I've been trying to encourage my kids to take a little bit of a break from screens. But yeah, so that's kind of what I've been watching TV show wise. I've been really kind of going into this thing where you go on Netflix and you just kind of push buttons and nothing really is calling out to me. So, and I heard Ted Lasso's amazing. I don't have, was it Apple TV?
Apple TV.
Yeah, I don't have, that's like the one streaming service I don't have because screw Apple.
Team Android.
Aaron is like,
Team Android here.
Just an unrelated announcement. We're now sponsored by Apple.
Well, we very well could be because we do have advertisements for Disney Plus shows and everything like that that air before show now. So,
Oh shit.
Yeah, no, I'm serious.
I do have Disney Plus.
I have that now too. I didn't have it, and we would have those ads, and I'd be like, I should really be careful of what I say about some of these services. And Bex, and a shout out to Bex as well, and Kimberly as well. They were both on our Us episode. So, and go listen to their podcast, Big Reputations podcast. So they were both on that, and that was a lot of fun. I really liked doing that episode. And Bex came to me a couple months ago, and a lot of people were coming to me like, you've got to do an episode on this show. You've got to do an episode on this show. And she came to me and said, you've got to do Ted Lasso. And I was like, well, I can't do it this year. So it's on the schedule for next year. It's already full. Like the panel is already full. So and we already have one backup. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't even have the date yet. I just said it was going to be on there.
Okay.
Mal got bingo. But I already said it was going to be on there. So it's already full. So, but yeah. So we're doing that next year. I don't know exactly when it'll be. We're going to do a lot of comedies in 1 month, so it'll be around in that time. So probably May, I think. Okay, so Aaron, what shows are you into?
Okay, first of all, I'm going to apologize because the dog just woke up and you know the sounds he makes. So after this, I might have to go lock him in another room. So hopefully he'll be quiet for the next 2 minutes. So I have been watching like a lot of TV. Is he doing it?
I love the dog though. No, that's another bingo square. I know you already got bingo, but maybe you could get bingo a couple times.
Making horrific sounds. I was on the phone with someone the other day and she goes, "Are you feeling okay? Is that your stomach?" Like, no, it's dog. He does that. It's how he breathes. It's just the sound he makes when he breathes. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
God. Okay. Yeah, I've been watching like a lot of TV lately. So this is my biggest part of my list. See, now I can't not hear it. So What We Do in the Shadows season 3 just started. So that is very exciting. I think that is one of the most hilarious shows
So funny.
of all time. It's so good. My husband keeps calling the dog Guillermo. He really wants to rename him Guillermo.
It could be his nickname.
Right. Yeah, it's his middle name apparently.
Okay.
So that is very, very exciting. The problem is a lot of these shows I can't watch without my husband, or if he gets all like grumpy and stuff. So I'm like a couple episodes behind on What We Do in the Shadows. Also along those lines of like hilarious New Zealand shows is Wellington Paranormal is on HBO Max. And it's again, it's really great. It's Taika Waititi, God, I can never say it, is executive producer. And so it's the same kind of ridiculous nonsense. And it's like a police force that investigates like just ridiculous paranormal things in New Zealand. So that's another one that's just really, really good. I don't know if I should go through my whole entire list. I have like 10 things on here. Let's read it really fast.
Go for it. If it's okay with Aaron.
Great.
You can put as much of this list. The dog went back to sleep though. Hey, he's quiet again. He's not moving. So, Lock and Key season 2 just started on Netflix, which is also super exciting. Also another one that I can't watch without my husband. So, I've only watched one episode of that so far. Queen Sugar season 5 just got put on Hulu because season 6 is currently airing on TV right now. So I'm really excited about that one. Such a good show. And I think that's on the schedule for next year, isn't it? I think.
I believe so. Yes, because I know it's been on my list to want to do that show for a while. So I think it's on. If not, it will be on. So
Dibs. It's really, really good. And then something just like absolutely ridiculous that is something that I wouldn't normally watch is a show on Fox called The Big Leap.
Yes.
And
I just remembered when I forgot to mention it.
I like honestly only started watching it because when you scroll through Hulu, like Scott Foley's face is like the whole entire screen. And I'm like, yeah, I'd watch Scott Foley do pretty much anything.
I love that show.
But it's actually a really, really good show. It's really sweet. And it has dancing, but no singing, which is like my favorite part of any show is like dancing without the terrible singing. So it's really sweet and it's like got a lot of heart and it's like heartwarming and it's like drama and it's dancing. So it's really cute. I like it. I hope it gets renewed. I don't know. Fox had like cancels.
It's not looking great for it, which is a bummer.
Yeah, I figured it seems very
and Fox likes to cancel
specific,
everything, so.
Right? Yeah, that's kind of what they do. Cancel the good shows. So I'm still not over Sleepy Hollow. So
that one at least ran for what 5-6 seasons.
True.
But it got kind of weird at the end.
Yeah, it just kind of really abruptly ended.
Yeah.
And
the
then
Bones crossover was weird.
That was a good effort. I mean,
it was. I mean,
they like really tried really hard with that one. Yeah, I like it. I have been going down the fandom rabbit hole.
Yay! I have somebody with me. Well, you already are because you're in a GM. That's all about Finn.
It's kind of
an American Horror
kind of
Story.
our thing now.
Yeah,
Gorgeous.
Isn't he?
Yeah. So I did start watching American Horror Story Hotel again. So I think I'm on episode 4 now.
It's one of my favorites.
Interested in Liz Taylor.
I did not watch the first episode again because I just
the first is
that. Yeah, so I watched that 2 years ago, the first episode, and I was like, yeah, I can't do this.
Yeah, that first episode is. Whew.
So it's very good. I think I'm on like number 4 or 5. I don't remember now, but yes, that's good. And then obviously to take a break from that craziness, I started watching Ratchet. on Netflix,
With Morphin.
which is basically the same thing.
That.
It is basically the same thing. Well, I only finished it because of Finn, but yeah, and you get lots of naked shower time.
Nice, awesome. Well, I wanted to watch it when it came out, and Chrissy had watched it, and she's like, I don't know, it's kind of slow, it's like kind of boring and stuff, and I'm like, it had been in the list forever. I was just like, yeah, Finn's in it, let's put that on and see. Watched a couple episodes of that too.
I love that I'm not the only one.
It's really becoming a problem. I feel like we need some sort of support group, some sort of 12-step program for this.
I just have a guilty pleasure of just, but I just don't want to tell y'all that I also have really love him, because I know if I do, Erin's gonna like get her little nine thing out, and she's like,
No, I'm not. I'm happy. Are you kidding me?
I mean, I enjoyed it though, but like,
he's my number one right now. Poor Meg. She's like, oh my god. Usually I'm not outnumbered like this, but yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Well, and I actually don't think Ratchet was necessarily.
You guys are
good.
so cute. Like,
I like him in it. I think he's really good in it. I think he does a really good job, especially. I mean, just the way he holds his body is different than he holds his body in anything else. The way he, like, I can't even imitate it, but it's just. But he's going to be in the second season.
Oh, is there another season? See, I didn't even know that. Nice.
Yeah. Well,
It was
Ryan
too
wants
slow
to
for
do
me.
like 5 or something. I don't. It's
Five?
Ryan
Wow.
Murphy. He wants to do like a new male antagonist each season for her,
Oh.
leading up to when so it'll coincide with Cuckoo's Nest. I really don't like this idea because One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is one of my all-time favorite movies. That's why I have very mixed emotions about this show. She's good. I mean, Sarah Paulson's always good, but yeah. Sorry, were there more, Erin, that you were gonna?
I just have issue with anyone just touching classic in general. I just
That was why I was so
especially
hesitant
Ryan
about
Murphy.
it. Yeah,
Ooh,
especially Ryan Murphy.
speaking of Ryan Murphy, the other show I'm into is 911 on Fox.
We're gonna do that.
That had
next
to come
year
up.
in exchange for something, but we are gonna do it.
In exchange for
Bartering
very
episodes.
entertaining 2 hours of It's a Fandom Thing with me and Carla.
It is on the schedule, though. We are going to do that, and we are going to be talking as bonus episode. If you want to become a Patreon supporter, we are going to be discussing every single season of American Horror Story, with the exception of season 10. We are not doing that, even for Finn Whitrock's hair. We are not doing that.
Is that the recent one? Is that the
Technically,
newest one?
Technically, we
Okay.
already did it. So
We did exactly. That's why I don't want to do it again, because that was the first half is good. The first half with Finn is good. The second half is so awful, not because he's not in it, but it's just awful. Except for you do get Valiant Thor. You do get that name. I just love
God.
saying that because it's the most ridiculous thing in the world. Sorry, Erin. Were there more that you had on your list?
There's like 10 more, but it's fine. The
Okay.
last thing is the L Word Generation Q just wrapped up the second season, and it was really, really, really good.
A listener has asked us to cover this show at some point, so we might do it for Pride. So
Oh yeah, that'd be good. I was like really had mixed emotions starting to watch it season 1, because the L Word, the original, is just so good, and I'm like, oh great, millennials, like no. Saying that as a millennial. But I got into it by like the second episode. It's really good. It's great. And it also has a really great playlist. Showtime has a Spotify playlist set up for it, and it's so good. And speaking of listening to songs until you're sick of them, like I had totally forgotten about Tegan and Sarah, and there's a song Closer in one of the episodes, and then I just listened to it constantly all day every day for like a week.
yeah, that's how my brain works. I'm like, okay, Erin, you don't need to listen to this 20 times in the last hour, but
Right.
I do.
Of course you do. My
Yeah.
like end of the year Spotify like statistics that they give you are gonna be
Oh, yes.
so weird.
I know mine are too, because so much of my stuff has been inspired by actually watching a lot of Ryan Murphy, but it's been all over the place. So it's been stuff from like Nip Tuck and stuff from Glee and then stuff from American Horror Story. So it's been all over. It's going to be so bizarre. So Angela, I know one show you are definitely going to be recommending.
Yeah, because you didn't want me to talk in the other show. I'm
That's
kidding.
not. No, it was because their schedule was full. I said we could do it next year.
But it's okay. I found a way to slither in, because me being a Slytherin, know how to do that. I'm just kidding, Aaron. I love
That's all Greek to me. I don't know. I don't know
Oh, right.
Harry
All right.
Potter.
All right. All right. Why are you
Sorry,
in
go
this?
ahead.
Why are you in this? Wait, why are you here? Go away. I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
I was kidding. I love you.
So happy because I was like, I have 3 Finn Whitrock fans, and then you do this to me. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Like, I don't know who she's talking
Ooh.
to as the one who's like doesn't care about Frick Frack. Like, am I like, all right, guys, see ya?
Wait, we need to figure out what house Finn is in. Does anybody know
Oh.
this information?
Wait,
Well,
for
This
depends
is
on which
really
character.
important.
Depends
Stop
on
the-
which the actor or the
Stop the show
character.
right
so.
now. Someone go find this
Probably
out
the
for me.
characters. Yeah, go find out the characters. I don't know. Sorry. Go.
I think I'm
sounds
pretty
like
sure
a great thing for when Lauren and Rachel are on,
Right.
since that's
Like-
kind of their whole thing.
I
Yeah,
have
I
a
had
feeling
to
wait
that
for them to
episode
do that.
already.
I have a feeling that Finn's gonna. It's like more of a Slytherin.
If
I
you've
don't know.
ever heard me on the Sort of Brilliant podcast, I am almost always wrong. Like with the Doctor Who one, I was wrong every single time, and I was very sure of myself, but completely wrong every single time. It's amazing.
Okay, so Angela, I
Oh.
know. Go for it. Go for it. Talk about your show.
Well, I'll talk about the show that I just finished first, and then I'll talk about
Okay.
the other show.
Okay.
So I, just to, disappoint you, Erin. You think I was gonna talk about that first?
Okay.
Okay, so I did finish. Well, I didn't really finish. They're still ongoing. I finished like the Arkans League of Legends. It's just animation show that just came on Netflix, based on the video games. And me, because I just got myself a PS5, yay! Getting back into gaming and all of that. So it's such a really nice animations. Like I already knew how perfect it was. Like I played their PC games. I just love the stories. Just love the characters developments. So yeah, I've been watching that all this morning while I'm like sewing my dress and all that stuff. But I know they have 3 more episodes left. Next weekend they're going to release 3 more episodes, and that's the finale. So I'm actually excited. The other show that I am also into, I'll save the best for last. Is actually I haven't watched it yet. I had promised like my friends Jeff that we were gonna watch it together. Was the British Bake Off? I'm just that we need to have Erin, we need to have a broadcast with British Bake Off. When is that
My
gonna be?
husband loves that show.
I love that show
Loves
too.
it.
Everybody loves that show. Who doesn't
love
love
that
that show?
I am that person that really miss that Mary Berry's not. I miss Mary Berry. I mean, I love the new. I cannot remember her name. I'm so sorry, but I love Mary Berry, and so I am just waiting for them to finish so that I can watch the
Mhm.
entire thing, because I'm that person that can't do, like waiting once a week. League of Legends is different because I didn't know that they didn't finish it. So how dare they trap me? So yes, so just waiting for the British Bake Off to finish. So I can like go ahead and watch it. I think they might release their holiday season like they always usually do. So I hope they do this year. I
Mhm.
hope so, maybe. And then the finale. I finally can talk about this year. We're talking about Squid Games. We're gonna talk about Squid Games.
Okay.
I have
haven't
not.
seen
Don't
it.
spoil it.
I was told to not watch that show. Carla was like, Megan, this is not the show for you, and I'm like, okay, I trust you.
Is it because of the gore? Because there is a lot of gore and then all those tons
I
of
have
betrayal.
I have absolutely no idea why she said it's not my thing, but I do trust her when she says it's not my thing. I am a giant weenie, so no
I
clue.
honestly though, I will be honest though, like I it's interesting because I know there's so much other show that is so much better than Squid Game. There's something about Squid Game that's like I don't know, maybe it's because of like Asian reputations, like it's finally like there people's talking about it. Hooray. And it's just like it makes me more excited about my culture, about everything, and just because I don't know if you guys remember the last, broadcast, I talk about self-hate of, growing up here in, America, like, when you watch movie and film, there's just not a lot of like,
Mm-hmm.
Asian reputations and like heroes. And so this year, I don't know what is it about this year. It's just like, Sang-ji's just kicking it, and then you got Squid Games. Like, I was just talking about this with, my friend of like, I just cry just because like this whole pandemic has made me so emotional because of the hate towards Asian communities. Like even my mom, who is like so tough, tiger mom, is afraid to even go out sometimes because, someone's just gonna like, randomly gonna kick her because they have a bad day. So, all of these things and like, to have this, movies, the Shang-Chi movie, the Marvels, the Squid Games, everybody talking about it, even though it's like it's so gory, like it's so like violent. I love violent movie, but that's just or shows, but that's just me. It just makes me exactly. It
Me
just
too.
yeah. It just I don't know. It makes me really happy and like we're just finally getting that recognitions. And so, you know, same for I guess even Cowboy Bebop. I'm sorry. I even though I don't, it's making people watch more of the animate because nobody knows what Cowboy Bebop is. Like new generations watching it. That's also great. Even though I don't like where the Netflix is going through it. I mean, the trailer looks amazing, but at the same time, I feel conflicted. So, but it just, I honestly, I'm just really excited that we're just getting these recognitions and not only that, Netflix has been doing so well, like of releasing more Korean dramas and thrillers, and it's just
Mhm.
like getting more in there, and just like, yay! Because like I remember when Parasite got released, like no, like a lot of people complain about it because they don't want to read subtitles. There was a lot of complaints and all that stuff, and and then Netflix just released this, and we just need to keep kicking, get people, and everyone's like, it's okay. Like foreign movies and shows are great. Wholly recommend it. So, but yeah, that's all. I'm sorry. That's over.
Why are you apologizing, Jen?
It
Don't apologize.
always kills me. It's so easy to get used to reading subtitles
Yeah.
in movies and TV shows. It's not like I think the issue with so many people is we're become so used to like multitasking when we're watching something. We're
Mhm.
always like on our phones too, so we don't actually focus and pay attention to what we're watching on TV. My kids and my nephew always have the subtitles on, so I've just kind of gotten used to them being on there. But I studied sign language in high school, and there was a lot of subtitles on like the ASL videos that we would watch.
Mhm.
So I got really used to it. It's just such a bogus bullshit excuse to not venture out into something that you may not be comfortable with or you may not feel super familiar with. Be like, well, it's subtitles. I don't go to the movies to read. I'm like, well, maybe you should.
Yeah.
Well, that is in my defense. I think I read
Aaron's
too
like, that's
slow.
me.
I think I read too slow because I spend a lot of time rewinding when I watch things with subtitles because I spend my whole time reading it and then I can't see what's happening on the screen and then I have to rewind a lot. So
it does take practice. It's not something that's really easy to just kind of to automatically do.
It's not going to deter me from watching something, but if there is an English audio version, I'm definitely going to do that instead of reading, but it's not going to make me not watch something.
I will avoid
hate dubs.
I will avoid
I don't
Squid
like
Games with just English. Like there's just so much like emotion stuff that cannot be portrayed and all that stuff.
I'm not
I totally get it though.
Good
And
to
a lot
know.
of other
It's in my
countries
list to watch.
can
So.
watch American movies with subtitles. So I like it's just I don't know. I think and not you specifically, Aaron, but I have talked to a lot of people who are very much like, well, I don't want to read. Like I go to the movies to watch the movies, and I think so much of it now is that because so many of us are on our phones doing something else at the same time as we're watching, and we're just not able to put that attention and focus that shows deserve. Like even English speaking shows or native language speaking shows. I feel like a lot of people still miss stuff. I mean, there's a reason I have not watched Sherlock. I just don't have the. I always fall asleep.
What?
It's not my kind of thing. So.
I always fall
good.
asleep
Shut up.
because it's a show. I'm like, okay, this is a show I clearly need to sit down and focus on and pay attention to. And with kids and with life and everything like that, it's really hard for me to do that before, like during the day or anything. So I'll be like, I'll go upstairs, I'll get in bed, and I'll turn it on, and then boom, out.
I feel like you can watch that when you're doing other things. I watched like that whole entire series while I was sewing, and my sewing machine is set up like facing the wall, and then there's a mirror right here, so I can look in the mirror and then see the TV.
Sew my hand. There's 9 episodes, and I can't manage to get through them. I think I've watched 2 episodes of it.
It's okay.
It's a show I have to watch twice just because my brain is like a bit slow. But I really love Sherlock. It's just something I had to watch like twice just to because I always miss something and stuff like that. I do like Dracula's the same director. Was it director who? Did you?
I
guys...
don't
okay,
know.
never mind.
I don't watch Sherlock, so I don't
okay,
know.
well, never mind. So, but I will also like to say though that I didn't even know the AMC have open captions now for some of the movies, so it helped my
they do.
half-deaf friends
nice.
like with it. So now we can enjoy movie together. So because he's like deaf and he can't hear, so I was like,
no,
yay.
that's a very good thing that they are doing. Yeah, definitely. Well, I'll quickly go over my TV, and then we'll move on to the last thing, which airs movies. So TV. I kind of took a break from the American Horror Story thing because I still go back and I watch Tristan and Liz. From American Horror Story Hotel, I watch just scenes with just them, and then they're brief because they are not together for very long at all. Spoiler, but they're brief scenes together as well, because I think I still maintain Liz Taylor is the best character that show has ever had. And so I love watching that. And I love Tristan because that's my favorite Finn Wittrock character from American Horror Story. And I love watching him. I even get upset when his other character, Rudolph Valentino, comes on after he's gone, because I'm like, I'd rather watch Tristan, even though he's gorgeous in that role. It's just not one of my favorites. So I've been watching that, of course. And watching a lot of YouTube fan vids. I'm still trying to find more, and they're just severely lacking out there. It's very sad. But I've also been watching Parks and Rec and The Office, which I'm always kind of watching those. Those are kind of like my wind down shows. So I kind of have been watching those. I honestly don't have much TV because everything I watch is for this. So I don't really have any new TV except for those kind of things. Those are the ones that I sneak in and kind of watch. And Great British Baking Show as well. So very short with my TV there. I will say, I watched Ratchet too. I watched it solely for Finn because I had tried to watch that when it first came out, and I wasn't on my Finn Wittrock kick. I liked him, but I wasn't on the kick thing. And I just couldn't do it because it was just, I'm like, oh, Ryan, you should have just said American Horror Story Ratchet. I mean, honestly, that's what it is.
Yeah, I don't understand why. Yeah, it's
just
definitely
do it as
just
a
American
season
Horror
of
Story.
Yeah. I mean, but the acting, of course, that's how he gets away with all this crap. Is the actors are all amazing, and that's how he gets away with everything. Plus, he knows how to set a scene, and I think the costumes are amazing, though, and cinematography and the set design and the colors and the title sequence is really cool. I really like that too, and I like some of the stuff. It's just and it could be triggering for some people because it's all about how awful we treated people with mental illness, Meg. Oh my gosh, the stuff they do in there is so horrible. But anyway, and you get to see Sharon Stone. So if you missed Sharon Stone, she's in it. But yeah, but if you're Finn fan, you definitely should watch it just for because he's really good in it. So not just because he's in the shower a couple times, because he's really good. Okay. So we're gonna move on to movies, and I was gonna do my review first, but actually I'll just go ahead and I'll do that last. And then if Aaron wants to jump in on that one too, it will be brief. I'm not going to do it a long one. I promise. I will try not to do it as a long one. But Meg, what movies are you into right now? And then I know Meg has to go, so we'll have Meg close out after she gives us our movies.
So it's not even so much movies I'm into. I'm going to talk about movies I'm excited about.
Yes.
Because
Yay.
I have not had a chance to watch. So I've watched one movie lately, and it's Love Hard with Nina Tone. Like, I watched it. I wouldn't say I would necessarily recommend it, but it was a cute, fun Christmas movie. It's just not really. Angela says no. I don't recommend it. It was not great. If I'm being totally honest,
I also think it's
great.
racist. I'm sorry. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
It was cute though. I just like the grandma and the dad, but the other thing is, I just think it's racist to me. Me being Asian American.
There's a lot of problematic stuff in it too. Aside, like, it's weird. But things I'm excited about. So The Harder They Fall, Idris Elba in a Western. Yes, please. Yes, I cannot wait to watch it.
I love it. You will love it. You will love it.
So ready for it. Ghostbusters Afterlife, like, give me Ghostbusters. Like, we wore that tape out when I was a kid, watching Ghostbusters so much. I absolutely love the Ghostbusters, and I'm really excited. And I love Paul Rudd, so yay!
Sexiest man alive.
Sexiest man alive. Love it. And other than that, I'm just like Single All the Way. I saw a trailer for that. It's a Netflix Christmas movie, and just generally Christmas movies in general. It's getting to be that time when that's all I'm going to be doing is watching really, really cheesy Christmas movies. I cannot wait because I am a bit of a cheesy rom-com nerd, and good rom-com. But lately it's just like, give me all the corn and like the holiday feels and stuff like that. I'm pretty excited for that. But yeah, so that's what I'm excited about. I haven't really, like I said, Love Hard is the only movie I've watched recently, and it was just not good. It was like not good. So
you don't recommend that.
I do not recommend. I do not recommend that one. Like I said, I'm gonna be watching. Oh my gosh, I can't even think of the name of it.
The Harder.
Shang-Chi.
Oh, Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I'm watching that tomorrow with my oldest daughter. I haven't seen it yet because it's like pulling fingernails to get me to watch Marvel movies. But yeah. So anyway, I
can relate to that.
That's me. So,
bye. Well, Meg, if you want to tell everybody where they can find you though, and find Bedwed Behead.
Yeah, you can find Bedwed Behead, my podcast with Carla, at Bedwed Behead Pod on Twitter, and on Instagram at bed.wed.behead.pod. You can find us where all podcasts can be found, and some variation of Bedwed Behead Pod on all the social medias. I don't run social media. It's so much better when Carla's here because she does all of that. You can find me on Twitter at Wisconsinac, which I'm not going to spell it. You should know it by now. No.
I'm not going to spell it.
I'm not spelling it. Oh, Outlander's coming out in 2022. I'm pretty excited. The new Outlander book is coming out in like 10 days, and I'm ready for it. And now that's it. That's all I have. See, I kept it brief.
Well, thank you, Meg. Love you.
Thank you.
Love you. Have a good night. I hope your head feels better. Love you.
Yeah, my brain is about to leak out of my ears. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you for coming on. Okay, so Aaron, what movies are you into?
Well, I did just today watch The Harder They Fall, and it is so good. Idris Elba in a cowboy hat is
Yeah, I
like
wanna
the
see
thing
it.
I didn't know I was missing in my life. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's really good. Also, I just love Jonathan Majors. I think he is amazing and also very nice looking in a cowboy hat.
My God.
Right. And Regina King and Zazie Beetz are just fantastic. The whole thing is just so good.
I just loved it.
Yeah, I think it's really
Speechless.
great. Yeah, it's
Yeah, I have
very
to
good.
watch it.
Very good. I haven't actually seen a lot of movies besides that. The last one, besides what we're going to talk about in a minute, Aaron, the last one I saw before that was Venom 2.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is like a questionable choice, but
I don't like
That's what
Venom
I've heard.
movies. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not a fan of Venom.
Nobody
movies.
likes them. Nobody
Okay,
likes
good.
them. So
Okay, good.
my husband likes
you're in the
them.
majority. Oh, except for Aaron's husband.
Well, your
Right, that's
husband
why
isn't
we went.
here.
Right, that's why we went. I did see Shang-Chi before that, which I thought was amazing. And I think is it yesterday it got put on Disney Plus, so I'll probably watch it again
Mhm.
maybe later tonight because I think it was really good too. But that's I haven't
What
seen
are you
a
looking for?
ton of
What movies are you? I
movies.
mean, what movie are you looking forward to? At least maybe.
Oh my god. I don't even see we saw so many really good trailers when we went to the
Yeah, we
movies the other
did.
day.
Mhm.
And I just can't even
Spider-Man.
yeah.
I'm really excited about the Spider-Man.
No,
No.
I've never really been into Spider-Man that much.
So no
Wow.
on that one.
Okay.
No.
No,
I'm
we
pretty
saw
sure I fell asleep in the last Spider-Man one, like in the movie theater. I don't know. I just can't get into Spider-Man. And that little kid is like super annoying.
Tom Holland.
Yes.
Okay. No.
I can't with Tom Holland.
I am
you
team.
and Susie need to talk because Susie
I
had
am.
that
I
confession
am
about it.
team. I am team Andrew Garfield through and through.
Yeah,
Tom
he was
Holland's
better
cute.
for sure. I just
Hi, Mal, you're back.
No.
I'm glad you're back. You're back in time for all the movie reviews. Meg had to go, but I'm glad you're back. I hope you're still back. But yeah, because we're gonna unless you left because Meg left. No, I'm just kidding. I love you. I love you. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry. Yeah, I can't remember some of the ones that were on there. There was like it was a weird mix for that movie too. It was like there was a Scream trailer, and then there
Yeah.
was
There's.
the documentary trailer for Julia Childs, that Julia Childs
Oh
documentary.
yeah, that looked pretty good. I do really like Julia Childs.
Yeah, but it was just weird that it was just weird to me that in front of that movie they played the Scream trailer. I don't know.
I think yeah, I feel like
It was just a weird movie. I mean, I want to see Scream, but it was just a weird.
yeah, it was a weird combination. I am really looking forward to the Eternals. I am a Marvel movie lover minus Spider-Man.
I'm not a fan of it.
No,
For
not
me
so
though,
much.
I don't. I think it also was like a trigger to me just because there were scenes that was like toxic relationship, and so it kind of just triggers me so much. And I don't know, maybe it's just me being biased because I looking at it, it was just too much for me. Like it hits home for me. So, but maybe a lot. I enjoy the movie though. I think there was just some scene that was just like there was just so much going on, and then there's that scene, and then so but I think it's a good movie, but also trigger scenes. So
Yeah. Okay. Well, Angela, what movies are you into right now?
I
Sorry,
mean,
was that it, Aaron? I'm sorry. Didn't
oh
mean to-
sorry, Aaron, are you?
Yeah, no,
I was-
that's it. I
sorry.
can't
I thought
think
it
of
was,
any
but sorry, go
more
ahead, Angela.
movies.
Sorry. Go ahead, Angela.
So I mean, we did talk about the Harder You Fall. I mean, I love that movie. I know Aaron's going to hate me. The movie that I'm actually looking forward to, and I already got my tickets already for November 23rd on Tuesday. I'm gonna watch The House of Gucci.
I don't hate you. That's going to be one of the ones that people can choose whether or not we review. So I'm
It's
not
just
going to
Jared.
hate
It's just.
you.
I just.
I hate
I wish
Jared Leto.
I wish Jared Leto was not in there.
Yeah, I despise that man.
Yeah.
But
And there's just so many good casts, like Lady Gaga and like Jeremy Irons. Is just like, oh my goodness. And then you got this fucker.
So we watched the preview for that. I was like, why do people keep giving that guy a job?
Yeah, and he's a horrible
Why?
person. I'm
I didn't even
sorry.
I didn't recognize
or
it was him, though.
supposedly a horrible person. Sorry.
I didn't
should
even recognize
say.
that was him, though. I was like, when I saw, like, where is he? And he's like, oh,
Yeah,
he's that
it's
old.
it's not getting very good reviews, or
I
it's getting very mixed reviews.
I
But
hope
I don't hate you for looking forward to it, Angela. I would never hate you for looking forward
I
to a
was just
film.
playing with you, okay?
And I'm gonna see. I love Lady Gaga so much. So I will see it for her. But
I
yeah,
am definitely seeing for her, just like, oh my god, just. And the thing is, though, I didn't know much. I went ahead and spoiled myself just because I wanted to know more behind this, the character that she's playing.
mhm.
And wow, that character that, like,
Don't
she.
spoil us.
Okay, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe we'll talk about it after. I have a conflicted feeling with the movie Spencer. I'll go ahead and watch it anyways. 'Cause I know Kirsten Stewart has been
It's
doing
supposed to
so.
be amazing.
I
She's
heard good
supposed to be
things
so
about
good.
it,
Yeah.
and a lot of people just like, oh my god, Kirsten Stewart. Oh my god, she has, like Robin Pattinson. Kirsten Stewart has been doing so well in movies. Um, and so I am gonna go in with no, whatever. Gonna go in with, what's that word?
No
No
expectations.
expectations. Yes. So looking forward for that one. I still want to watch Dune. We'll see how it is, because I'm one of that person that doesn't like movies, classic movie, getting touched, but I heard many good things about it. So um that's pretty much it, though. I mean, that's the only movie that I'm looking forward to it, just being excited about Hashibushi right now, because yay. So,
Well, and you doing that, you saying what you're looking forward to is going to be part of our segment. So we're going to do our segment. I do want to preface this by saying the movie we're going to talk about, I'm going to review, is A Mouthful of Air, which is, we did go and see it. I mean, yes, jokingly, we did go and see it because Finn Whitrock is in it. But that is not the reason I'm review. That's not the sole reason I would recommend this movie. Just so you know, that's not the only reason we're reviewing this. And starting out with this one. But I do want to say, if you do go see this, please look at the content warnings. This is the first time I have ever gone to a movie where there were content warnings. And I've seen movies that probably should have had content warnings more than this one. And there's content warnings on it for if you have ever dealt with depression or anxiety, that the movie could be triggering. I do want to say, big content warning. I'm not going to spoil anything about this movie. I don't want to do that. But for suicide and suicide ideation, I do want to say that. So if you do go see this and if that's triggering for you at all, be careful. So I do want to start out with that. So before I get into my thoughts on this, because I will warn you, I may get a little emotional here, because I'm very, very picky about movies that deal with mental health, as I've talked about before, because 99.9% of them are very wrong. And I had a very different feeling about this movie. So that's why I really wanted to talk about it. I really would love to do a full episode about this movie. Honestly, I'm trying to work on doing that. So that might coincide with the DVD release whenever it comes out on DVD or stream or available for rent. I don't know, what is it called now? Not rent, but you know what I'm talking about.
yes.
Yeah. So I want to first ask, so how we're going to do this, and this is just a preview because normally this might be a little bit longer, but when we do these reviews, what we'll do is I'll just ask kind of how you rate it. We'll try not to spoil anything. If we end up spoiling something, we might just, give big warnings beforehand. We're not going to spoil anything in this movie, but I just want to know, Aaron, your overall thoughts on the movie and like what you would rate it, if you can, if you have that in your head, out of 5.
I thought it was excellent. I thought it was really good. It was, I think, very well done, very sensitive. A lot of movies feel the need to be excessively graphic about things that you don't have to show every little detail of something to get the point. And sometimes it's more powerful whenever you don't show the thing happening. And I think that was done really well. if Finn is the only reason that people go see this movie, I'm okay with that because it gets them to see the movie.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. I will second that. Yeah.
I think that's great. It gave me a lot of insight because I've never had to deal with these kind of issues before. So I think even for people that can identify with any of these characters, I think it's really important to see. And it was a really good story. It was well told. It was well acted. Man, now I have to put a number on it. I don't want to be like. I would say I'd give it 4 out of 5. We'll go with that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, I think it was really good. And Amanda Seyfried also is like one of my
Holy-
favorite people. And she is just such an incredible actress. And even this is kind of like I was shocked, I guess. And I know she's a great actress, but I was just kind of blown away by her performance.
Yeah. Yeah. So as someone who has a mental illness and who has suffered with depression and anxiety and PTSD from several things, and I've never had postpartum because this is a lot about postpartum depression, and that's really what it's about. And the writer and director Amy Kopelman, who does an amazing job, she wrote this a lot because this takes place in the 90s, and people didn't talk about postpartum depression back then, and they still, I don't think, talk about it as much as they should, or mental health in general. And so it was really important for her to get this story out there. I think I don't want to speak for her, but I think she suffered from that as well, I believe. So I apologize if that's not accurate, but I believe that is true. But even though I haven't suffered from that, there's the accuracy in here of what it's like when you have anxiety, when you have that depression, when you have suicidal ideation, especially. I've never seen it so accurate before, honestly. And I don't know if people end up disagreeing, but I really, to me, it was so accurate that it was very painful for me to watch. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing because I think it's a good movie. I think more people need to see it. I think it's something that I wish more people would go see because I think it could really bring about some really good conversations. There's a line in here that Amanda Seyfried, who is just holy crap. I mean, she portrays depression better than I think I've ever seen anybody do, honestly, because you just look in her eyes, the expression in her eyes, the way she holds herself, little movements she does. It's incredible. I mean, really, it's sad to me that I don't think there is a possibility she would get recognition for this because she deserves recognition. Honestly, that's how good I think she is in this movie. She's just amazing, just mind-blowingly good. But she has a line when she's in a hospital and she's talking to a doctor, and the doctor asks her, when did you start feeling suicidal? How long have you felt suicidal? And she said, oh, pretty much since first grade. And I have felt suicidal ideation since I was in grade school. And I've never heard anyone ever say that on that I can think of on a movie. And that was just like, boom, hit me like a ton of bricks in a good way. I mean, it was hard for me later to deal with the after effects of this movie. I will say it was very triggering for me. But I'm not saying that as an insult to it at all because you're warned about it up front. I'm just saying that that's how powerful it is. So I just want to make sure people know that if they're going to watch it, which you should watch it and start some conversations around this, I think. And what was interesting to me watching this is when you're in the throes of that, you're not thinking about the people in your life necessarily and what they're having to deal with and how it affects them. And while some of these scenes, especially with Jennifer Carpenter's character, Lucy, who plays Finn Wittrock's character, Ethan, is married to Amanda's character, Julie. And Lucy is Ethan's sister. And there is a scene where you don't really like her in this scene at Lucy. What she says to Julie, to Amanda's character, is very hard to watch, but it's very true to the way a lot of people treat people or think. But I do think, even though it's hard sometimes to watch and go, and you feel like, if people would just say the right thing, or they're not saying the right thing, or not doing the right thing. But I think when people are in that situation and they love somebody, they don't know what the right thing is to say. So I'm hoping this will open up conversations, because mental health and dealing with a mental illness is a community problem. It takes a village to help solve that problem. I mean, solve it. I don't mean like curing it. I mean, solving in the fact that we recognize it's out there, that it's legitimate, that we treat it with the same care that we do other illnesses, because it is. I don't like that I have it, but it's something that I will have for the rest of my life. It's something in my brain. It's something that makes certain things not work the same way. And I hate that I have that, but I think, you know, I'm hoping that because I have that, and I have a platform like this, maybe I can use that platform to help people talk about it more, because I have to tell you, I never thought I'd be this open about talking about it. With anyone in the world can listen to this, and that's scary as hell. But I think the more you're open about it and the more you try and destigmatize it, I'm hoping that will make things better. And so that's why I think movies like this, that are very honest and open about it and don't sugarcoat things, but also don't glamorize things. Because I want to stress that in this movie, because like Aaron said, they didn't show certain things that other movies would have shown. And I have to say, not showing those things, I appreciated that so dang much. I mean, I've watched a lot of dark stuff, a lot of things, but there are certain things that deal with mental illness that I'm like, you do not have to show this part. You do not have to show that. And so they didn't need to, and they knew they didn't need to. And I think the fact, and I don't know, I can't speak for it, but I think, I would guess, at least, because also speaking as someone who also deals with that, I'm wondering if Amy Kopelman having to deal with this stuff as well, if that's why she chose to kind of hold back on some of those scenes. But I just want to echo that again. And I'm really grateful that she was able to see my tweets and like them, because I know there is that excitement also that, Finn Whitrock saw him too. So that made me excited too. And yes, it's that geeky fangirl thing, but it also made me excited because of the fact that this movie meant a lot to me. And so I'm hoping that what I said, and thanking them, and I'm going to tag them in a clip of this too, because I would really like them to know that, how much this movie means. So that was why I appreciated that. That was like, that really made me happy that they were able to see that. And especially Amy was able to see that and see how important this movie was. I feel like I'm not expressing the way I did in my tweets about it, but I just really think it's a really good movie. I don't know if it's still playing here in Colorado. If it is, please go try and see it. But please, of course, listen to the content warnings, like I said before. I didn't get into a lot of what this is about, but I'll just briefly say, because we didn't really say, but I'll just read. So it's Julie Davis writes best-selling children's books. There's also some animation in here that's pretty cool, the way they do it, about unlocking your fears, but has yet to unlock her own. When her daughter is born, that trauma is brought to the fore, and with it, a crushing battle to survive. So basically, she's struggling with postpartum depression. She's struggling with it before her daughter is born, though, too. So, yeah. So it's just, I just think it's a really, really good movie. Another thing that I want to say that it brought up for me too, which was really interesting for me. I decided a long time ago not to have kids. I decided that about 10 years ago or so. It was a very hard decision for me. And a big reason I decided not to have kids, I will be honest, is because of my mental illness. And so watching this was triggering in that way too, because that was part of the reason I decided not to have kids. I mean, I used to have names picked out for my kids. So it was a very hard and personal decision, and there are lots of reasons behind that. But that was a big reason. So that was another reason for me that it was kind of like, I don't know, like this mirror held up to my face. It was also, there's a lot of stuff that I'm not dealing with my mental health right now. And And a lot of that is because I have other things that are distracting me from it. So this was also like holding, like I said earlier, this was like holding a mirror up to my face. But all the performances are really good. Amanda is great. I do want to say Finn Wittrock is really good in this because he has I think a role that could be harder to do because you just like the supportive husband. You just have that kind of role, but he has a few moments where you see a lot more in his eyes and in the expression there too as well. So yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to make sure that we brought up this movie a little bit more in depth, and I'm hoping, I really am planning, I would love to just dive deep into this with spoilers and everything somehow, but I also would just love to talk about it more. And as far as like out of 5, yeah, I don't know why I had to bring that up because that is pretty hard to do.
It's so hard.
I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll give it a 4.5. I'll give it a 4.5. But I really loved it, and I really appreciated this movie for a lot of reasons that hopefully came across in my little spiel there. So I hope it did.
I hope when
My
to
other
watch
panelists
it.
aren't saying anything, but yeah.
I hope to when I watch it. I hope to just like because that seems like something that I can't watch alone, just because of so many of how you guys describe it. It seems intense, so it's something that I
It
have to
is
have
intense.
someone to watch it with. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's why I appreciated that they had content warnings before. And I want to say that was pretty, I don't think I've seen that in any movie that I've ever seen in the theater before that dealt with stuff that was even darker than this, so to speak. So yeah. So hopefully what I said made sense to everybody.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I really wish I wish I could get more people to go see this movie, because I will say when we left, I was like holding it together. And when I got in the car, Aaron, I cried the whole way home and cried the rest of the next day. It's one of those that if you have dealt with any of this stuff, I think it'd be very hard for it not to be triggering for you in some respect. So yeah.
Yeah. It looks like it's not showing it anymore in theaters, so I guess just kind of wait until it's stream somewhere. So
Yeah, or you can rent it or something.
rent it,
Or,
That's
yeah.
too bad.
yeah.
When did you guys saw it though? Was it that
Last
special?
Sunday.
Last weekend, yeah.
Oh, is it going to do for like 1 week almost?
It was the second
Like 2
weekend in
weeks.
yeah,
Oh,
but it
okay.
had already, yeah, and that's why I was like, because I wanted to see it, but so I'm glad we got to see it. So because it might be a while before it comes out, but I'll definitely let everybody know.
Yeah, let me know. But I also,
Everybody will know.
probably need someone to watch it with me. It's like, oh
Yeah, it's
no,
definitely something you want to watch. You want to have somebody there with you.
yeah.
Yeah, and I would just want to go. Mal's been saying a few things. So Mal was saying, I was just talking to a friend today about a fic that dealt heavily with these things, and we both thought it had to be written by someone who had gone through it
Exactly.
because no one else could write it so well. Yeah, I mean, honestly, with this one, yeah. I think it's so important for it to be out there for awareness for both those dealing with it and those not. As someone who deals with those things and has seen unnecessary scenes in portrayal of this struggle, I appreciate this movie apparently does not show enough. Yeah, it and if you want me to go, I can private message you, Mal, if you would like to know specific triggering things in here that I didn't want to say because I don't want to spoil certain things. But if you would like those, I can definitely private message those to you. So just let me know and I'd be more than happy to do that for you because I do think this is an important movie. I am going to keep singing the praises. And I know some people may laugh and just think it's because of my love for Finn Wittrock, but it really isn't. And honestly, that's a very small part of it. I think it's just an amazing, amazing movie that more people need to see. And like I said, I wish I believed that Amanda could get a nomination for this in some universe, but I don't know, maybe I don't know if Independent Spirit. Maybe,
hopefully it'll like blow up on whatever streaming service it gets put on. If it goes to HBO Max or something, maybe if they feature it, more people will see it.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm like going to keep talking about it. I'm just going to keep talking about it, even if I just blather on and everybody tunes out. I'm just kidding. No, but yeah. So thank you for listening to me talk about that movie. And thank you again to everybody who was involved in that movie and made that movie. I know I've already thanked you, but I'm thanking you again. You may be hearing from our podcast. So no, but thank you so much. Okay. So that's it. We're done.
Oh wow, 3 hours.
No, 2 hours. 2 hours.
Under the wire there.
Okay.
You can edit 5 minutes and 12 seconds out. You can do this.
Oh, there'll be more than 5 minutes. Probably edit it out. But when I do the live streams, a lot of the live stuff like doesn't translate well to a podcast episode, right. So that gets edited out. There will be clips of the movie review. I am going to be posting that maybe tomorrow. Fingers crossed.
All right.
And then other clips like with Angela's cat photobombing will probably be a TikTok video. Great. So we're going to go ahead and go around and have everybody close out and say where they can be found. The wonderful Angela, where can you be found?
Yay, I'm back on first.
You're the one who didn't want to be on first.
Well, now I thought about it, like, well, I miss being the first.
So where can they find you?
You can't. You can find me on Instagram, to.khong. That's where you found me. I don't remember my cat's Instagram's name. It was too long.
But they can probably find your cat through your Instagram.
Exactly. So.
Okay. And Aaron A, the amazing Aaron A, who maybe we will come up with a pseudonym for you since she's my producer. Like, if she reaches out through the account, people will be like, are you really like
confusing?
So where can they find you?
I'm on Instagram and Twitter at Geek and Sew. That's what I do. I geek and I sew things. And send me name suggestions. I don't know. I think we talked about this one time on another live stream.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, I will answer to Charlie. It's the only thing my parents ever call me. So
Charlie.
Wait, Charlie? Really?
Yeah.
I can see you. I can see that now.
Yeah, which is ironic because Charlie's like my favorite character in Supernatural. And Chuck is one of my favorite shows. So yeah, they've been calling me that since I was a very small child. With an I, no E. Because it gets written down so much. But yeah.
Awesome. You just put it in Meg's handle. Meg did do her close up.
Yeah, she did. She didn't want to spell it. So now, so now, thank you. So now I can.
Is that spelled right? I can't even tell
now.
if that's spelled right. It's.
I'd have to look. I'm not.
I have to follow her.
Lies, Mel, lies.
Okay, this is Erin. You can follow me on Twitter at eAprilBeauty. The E and the A and the B are capitalized. Be sure to like the show on Facebook at facebook.com/itsafandom-thing-pod. On Twitter at fandomthingpod. No it's in that one. On Instagram at itsafandom-thing-pod. On TikTok at itsafandom-thing-pod. If you have any feedback, show notes, if you'd like to be a potential interview guest on the show, feel free to reach out to us at itsafandom-thing-pod@gmail.com. And since this episode is actually not dropping, the podcast episode isn't dropping until Friday. So if you're just watching this live stream before Wednesday, this Wednesday we are dropping that interview with Ed Fuller and Gary Grossman. writers of Red Deception, which is the follow-up novel to Red Hotel. And that's a very interesting interview. Amazing stories that Ed shared are just incredible stories. So look for that one. And then, of course, Friday, this one will drop. And then next week, we are going to be talking about one-hit wonders when it comes to shows. So we're going to be talking about shows that only got one season but deserved more than that. And then we are going to be talking about My So-Called Life. I know I said I hate Jared Leto, and I do.
But you can't hate teenage Jared Leto, right?
But I can't hate Jordan Catalano. I'm sorry. I just can't. I have to separate it because that was before I knew what a total jerk he supposedly was. So just saying supposedly so we don't get in trouble. But anyway, but we're going to be talking about that. And it looks like it's just going to be Sarah and I on that one. And I'm shocked that we don't have a lot of My So-Called Life fans in our
Am I
roster.
not on that one? I thought I was on that one.
You can be on it.
Okay.
Okay. So
Add me to the
Aaron's on
list.
that one too. Aaron's on that one too. I was like, no one is on this one. What is going on? Except for Sarah, but which is fine. But I was just like, okay. And so anyway, so we'll be talking about that, and then I'm going to add Aaron to that one. I think you're on the one-hit wonders part of it too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That will be my
So-
number one. Well, we'll see. I don't know. There's a couple. We'll see.
So come and tell us what shows you think deserved more than one season. Tell us that as well. And then, of course, a reminder on the 27th, November 27th, we're going to do a live stream about my birthday.
What time you were born? Where are your parents at? What did your mom eat before she gave birth?
All the details.
All the details.
About my birthday. No, about I'm celebrating. Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
I do like to hear
gonna
a
get
story
weird.
I do like to hear a story of how you were born. Yeah.
I was late. I was like almost a month late.
Aw.
I say that's because I wanted to be a Sagittarius. Anyway. But it'll be a celebration of me. No, it'll be a birthday celebration, and we'll be hopefully raising funds. And I've invited a bunch of people, so we'll see who comes.
Am I invited?
It is Thanksgiving. Well, you're invited in the Facebook thing.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see. And then, of course, remember, even though it's months away, it'll be here before I know it. In March, I'm doing that 12-hour streaming marathon. Tune in to watch me lose my mind.
Yes, this is gonna be awesome.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, but thank you so much, Mal, for watching. Thank you, Carla, for watching before. Thank you, Jen, for watching before. Thank you to anyone who tunes in afterwards. Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun, and we are going to do these kind of episodes a lot more next year since they are so popular. It makes sense that we do these more. And like I said, we're going to do movie reviews. I am posting right now a poll, so you can vote, and in that poll is House of Gucci. So you can vote if you want us to do a review of that movie. It doesn't necessarily always mean we're going to love the movie, but
We're not gonna love Jared Leto. That's all. That's it. That's it. Nope.
Well, yeah, he doesn't deserve. Yeah. So talking about My So-Called Life is the most. Well, we've given him a lot of airtime now, but but yes, and thank you so much, Meg. I loved having you on too. So anyway, so until next time, remember, it's a fandom thing. Black Lives Matter, and stop Asian hate. And thank you again to everybody who watched. Love you. Bye.
Bye.